This time we'll call the regular county commission meeting order, certified with quorum, consent agenda, approval of minutes, payment of bills.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Nothing. American Rescue Plan Act grant signature. Oh, you got that one.
All right, so we applied for it back in 2023. It's a 50-50 grant. It's 30,000. We've already paid the 15,000 over those few years. So we'll get 15,000. It'll go for our vests for the deputies.
I'll make a motion. I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
How many initials is there?
There's several. I highlighted all of them for you, like I always do. You need a copy of that. So let me.
Yes, please. What time did you go by yesterday?
I went through it this morning. It's my driveway.
It wasn't highlighted though.
She didn't highlight your stuff.
I'll put a sign out there tonight. This is the driveway.
Well, Culver here.
You are here. Put over here. Kinda like Silver Dollar City.
I pulled up and I looked down there and he was just getting ready to dig the wrong one out. I'm like, no, that's not it. But it's happened.
Oh, it happens. Trust me. Shell support reimbursement grant signature.
This one that Jeff's got,
Who?
Jeff, the prosecutor.
Oh,
And if we could delay on that, he wants to be in on a closed session today. So if we could just wait, he didn't mark where it needs to be signed, and there's several pages that are questionable as to
Okay.
whether or not they need to be signed or not. So I'd like to just hold off on that.
the public defender's lease, you have that one?
Mhm. Here is a copy of it. You want to look at it? Thank you.
This is for the lease of the buildings in Raleigh, right?
Yes. It is going up. And of course, Pulaski County has the biggest share, so.
Oh, yeah.
John free.
I don't want to sign this one, don't we?
That requires all three signatures.
There's it, yeah. Back coming in with the treasure.
That was it right there.
Yeah.
There.
Oh, that's right. right place.
I don't know. Send Brandon out there now, figure it out.
And then you got two visitors would like
Come on up.
to introduce themselves.
I'm Gene.
Taylor.
Gene.
Kurt.
Taylor.
Andy.
Taylor.
Pleasure, Andy.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
Hope you're not missing a bit of a truck or nothing, are you there? The wrong driveway, I keep hearing you say.
How's that help?
Well, that's not why we're here anyway. So we just staked in here and I was chatting with Dave outside, and so it was a blessing. We came in during your guys' commissioners meeting, and so we're brokers out of Springfield. And we handle full service brokerage, and so we do all benefits for employees. And I'm not even sure that there is a need yet for anything going on, but after just briefly talking with Dave, it sounds like you guys are making a switch in terms of supplemental benefits to Globe Life. Did I hear that correctly?
Well, we are with Globe.
We'll go currently, okay, and then you're looking to potentially, possibly if there's some things there, and so that's exactly what brings us out and about. I know brokers, you guys, I'm sure you hear they don't ever come out of office or they don't leave, and that's why our research shows that's what's happening. Is there's a lot of folks kind of overpaying and certain things happening, and so I've been doing this long enough to know that unfortunately. I can't earn your guys' trust in a quick sit down. And until a problem occurs, you guys don't know what customer service we bring to the table, right? And so rather than bore you to death with insurance, I'm not sure what's worse is going over your budgetary stuff or insurance jargon and speak. So I'm not trying to put you guys to sleep here, but what I can tell you is that we go about things just a little bit differently, because what we do is we take your company's SIC code, right? And for municipalities, we work with several different counties. And so I've got 9229, got a back of my head, your guys' SIC code, and that helps us find something that's a little bit more specific to what your guys' employee needs are. So it takes the guesswork out of it. So what does that mean? For example, there's companies out there, not to disparage anybody, nobody should get ahead by disparaging, so that's not what I'm about. However, facts are facts. And I do know that, for example, like Globe Life, they don't offer y'all like a short-term disability plan. You probably have to go and branch out to find something else of that nature. And so this is a little sneak peek into what I say. This is my short blurb, because I know you guys got an agenda packed full and you're getting ready to go into a closed session. So this is my attempt to try and let you guys know that I know what I'm about. And so it's important for you guys to hear also what kind of language I say to employees when I'm talking with them, because you guys need to keep me congruent. This is how you guys know that I'm consistent with what I say. And so, for example, I try to speak with people very plainly about insurance falling on a spectrum, right? When we talk about your supplementals, either people think it's completely, we don't need this at all, or give me everything, including underwater basket weaving. And I think just like most major issues, if you can make things digestible and understandable in a way for folks that makes sense for them and their family, then most people fall in the middle. And so what I'm really getting at here is I don't know, exactly what caused you guys to get in with Globe to begin with in terms of supplementals. But I do know that there might be a potential there for us to help you. And again, I'd have to go back and get some more specific data. I don't want to, Dave, let me know you guys are kind of wanting to move things along today. And so I would be interested in maybe coming back with something more tangible. I have a proposal from another county, but again, I don't want to dominate your guys' time, and I want you to capitalize on the opportunity to ask me some questions or Nate some questions so that I can earn your guys' trust, because I know I can't do that in a quick 5 or 6 minute sit down. And so I'd really like to hear some questions you guys might have, or anything that I might be able to clarify in order to kind of keep moving.
I don't have any right now.
Nothing right now.
No, like I said, I think, if you bring us a proposal we can look at,
Absolutely.
and
Give us something we can
You can see.
set our eyes on.
No, I do have something ready, but like I said, I just stuck in on the agenda, and I was hoping more to meet Dave today, which mission accomplished. I gotta take my wins where I can get him. And so I was really hoping to meet with him and see where you guys are, to see if there was even a potential to help. Let me ask you guys this. Has there been any discussion about employee benefits, something that's been hanging up on them, or things that are issues? I know Dave briefly talked about some communication issues.
Yeah, currently on the coverage side or anything like that, there's been no issues. It's been more or less on the communication back and forth between this office and Globe.
Gotcha.
So,
Okay. All right. So you happen to bear the burden of the headache of the communication issues mostly.
Yeah.
And probably your ladies are handling paper and stuff. Okay. Yeah. Here's the thing too, gentlemen. I know this is we get a bad rap, and I'm sure you guys get inundated. It sounds like you already have something on your next agenda for some insurance discussions and things like that. I'm not asking anybody to commit to anything except for maybe another time to earn your guys' trust.
Yeah, get a hold of, put on the agenda and bring it down. We'll go through it.
Okay. What are some things that you would want that would be relevant to you so I make sure that I'm prepared for that? What are some things that
What are most of them asking for?
Well, I think the coverage, when a company comes in and makes an offer and shows what their coverages are, I guess from a lot of standpoint is they just look at it and say that's what the industry standard is. So I don't guess there's a lot of I wish they had this coverage or that coverage, because I think they just kind of group everything into kind of categories and say, yeah, this kind of works for me, this doesn't. But I've not heard anybody say they wish they somebody would offer a certain type of coverage.
Okay, that helps, and it's sort of like you don't know.
And another thing is where we get coverage at, who covers, where they can go to the doctor at and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
On the primary care, these guys are the supplemental, like the long-term disability and,
Yeah, critical illness. Now we do manage that, but we go about things just a little bit different because I know and I'm sure you're familiar when it comes time to talk about those things. There's a lot of information that gets requested. We're talking past claims and history and things. And if you don't know us well enough and our work ethic, that's a lot of an ask for somebody.
right.
For very little trust. And so that's why we like to start with the supplementals. If there's no reason to move out of that, then there's no reason to move out of that. But at least we know you get to see our customer service because here, like I said earlier, here's the thing: you don't know how I can handle a problem until a problem comes up, and we're already there. And then lo and behold, Dave can't get a hold of nobody, and the phone keeps ringing. And so this really allows that opportunity to start with supplementals and bring in. So something that really resonated with me as you were talking about the coverage is just, again, knowing what I know. We use about 70 different carriers, so we're not tied to a carrier. I tell my clients we're in business with the clients, not the carriers, because we have about 70 different that we kind of scan the market for and shop. Truth be told, there's only a few that really remain competitive, especially for municipalities, because you got all those different departments you need to take into consideration, right? We're talking not just road crew, police officer, law enforcement, and fire departments, right? We're talking the clerk's office and having that well-rounded package. So we need to find something that you're not. I could bring you the best of an Illinois Mutual or an Aflac or an Omaha, and then the payroll ladies aren't going to like me too much because now we're shipping those out. But it's important to find something that brings all that around. And so, for example, with Liberty National, which is Globe, right? I don't know about you guys, but some of my clients have had some issues with like knowing what sort of cancer policy to pick because they have like a cancer endurance or there's a cancer cash and then there's a cancer plus and so finding something that's a little bit more simplified just to help them with peace of mind is something that we specialize in as well. So that's something that I would look to do is make sure that when we're going to go look for certain things that things get simplified. And like I said, when I explain things in a way to those folks, it's in a way that's clear and digestible and they know exactly what they're getting into. Because the last thing we want is for your employees to sit down with somebody and then they walk out of the door and then they say, wait a minute, what did I just do again? That's not a good standard of practice. So,
But yeah,
okay,
we'd like to, schedule a time for you
okay,
on the agenda. And so that way you can spend more time, kind of go through the flow of what you're doing.
absolutely.
And then that way, if the commissioners come up with any questions, they can ask them. And, if you've got anything that you can leave now,
Sure.
it would give them kind of an idea on, so they can kind of start preparing questions.
Understood.
Because right now, like me, not knowing a lot about your company, I don't know which direction to go on questions quite yet.
Nope, that's totally fair. Nope, I understand. I understand completely. All right. How do I go about getting on the next couple things?
I can work with you,
Okay.
when we get up, I'll just walk out there and we'll figure out a date and
All right.
and go from there.
Yeah, that sounds great. And like I said, gentlemen, I do appreciate you coming in now and here the thing about it is really being able to key in on how we could potentially help, but then also allowing me the opportunity to earn that trust is a big deal. And so I think, at the end of the day, there gets to be some sort of confusion, like, oh, do we have to commit to anything? Is it, and the answer, short answer is no. Really what the ask would be, even in the next meeting, is that I get your blessing to kind of build out a time on Dave's schedule to sit down with him and maybe give him the blessing to make that decision after we go from there. But nothing has to be settled in that. Give me the opportunity to kind of portray the work that we'll put into it. And then, if Dave doesn't like my beard that day, he'll send me down the road and away we'll go. So awesome. I appreciate you, gentlemen.
All right,
All right.
thank
Thank you
you.
so much for your time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Pleasure.
It's great to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you, sir.
Coming in.
Thank you for answering the
Thank you.
question, man. Thank you,
Nice to
sir.
meet you.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Oh, man. That's not good. Hmm. I ain't got a ticket for tonight, but I'll just do it at the door. Oh.
Shoot. I gotta look. I think I've got somewhere else I gotta be. If not, I'll be here.
Hey, how are you guys?
Yeah, Gene?
Okay, I'm David Ball with the U.S. Marshal Service. I'm just having these papers. What's your name, sir?
Kevin Davis.
Okay.
Thanks, sir.
Yes, sir.
You said U.S. Marshal Service.
U.S. Marshals.
About went through the window.
Oh, no. It's just a civil process.
Be like,
You guys have a good one.
That's the one that's in jail. I remember. Probably killed him.
2023.
Sure, so. So it is, I think.
It's like this one, Jeff was gonna come.
Is it?
Jeff was gonna talk about.
Oh.
Day, everybody, by the way.
Huh?
Happy Bosses Day.
oh, yeah. Oh, it's
Is that what today is?
It's happy day. Been a,
Hey, he didn't leave him one.
He's gotta hand it to him
He's-
directly.
delivering it in the restroom.
Yeah.
You've been served.
Guess our marshal's on it.
Yeah, be like,
Hold on.
yeah, this has been quite a week. I had a set of duals come off the trailer yesterday pulling our excavator.
Oh,
The whole thing come off.
what, the bearing go bad?
Apparently busted the studs all. I mean, they just started coming apart. He started feeling the vibration, got it slowed down and was pulling it over when it come off and he was slowed down. He's our newest employee we got. He handled it well. Nobody got hurt. No property damage to nothing, but
Did oil bath bearings or grease bearings?
oil bath. Yeah,
Big trailer?
yeah,
Gosh.
they're a big penalty hitch.
Hmm.
But it's old. I had it repainted, done some work to it, and it just I don't know, it's an old trailer, an 80-some model. It's seen a lot of miles. Then this morning, we had John Deere come and was gonna fix a grader till he pulled the transmission filter off of it and cut it open. Looked like a bag of glitter in it. It's under warranty, the transmission's out of it. Yeah, that's what I said. It's been a good week.
No, I don't think any of the newer stuff holds up like the older stuff. No. I'm saying, and I know you hear it all the time, but honestly.
No, and it was, I think the previous commissioner had to put a rear end and a transmission on one of them graders, and I said, look it up and see if that's it. But if it's the second one, and it's still under, they said, no, this is not it. The only thing it had was a shift solenoid and a piece out of the wiring harness went bad. It wasn't the grader that I thought it was. About ready to ship it down the road. Old Daniel got a transmission out of a grader, but it's under warranty. Knock on wood if that's anything good about it, but it's gonna be down a month or two.
No, originally, I don't know if they still do it, but originally we went to the John Deere. They said they'd bring a loaner down while they were,
They're looking. I told them you might as well get the ball rolling and see if you can find one and get it here and get that one going. I mean, winter's coming.
On the warranty, you guys gotta pay some type of premium minimum or something.
No, they usually cover.
Everything.
We looked, there was a couple things that he noticed that probably won't be covered, but it'll be $4,000 versus probably 25 or 30. If that'd even cover transmission. One thing about it, I think the warranty's up to like 7,000 hours. It's only got 4,000 on it, so I mean that's a long time on a grader, especially in these rocks we got. But he said it was easy to diagnose, but he said you don't want to hear what's wrong with it. No,
Well, I'd say, Higginbotham put me down for 2.
Me too. I need to give, you or Whitney some money too on that MAC conference. When's it? It's due probably right now. I need to just go ahead and pay you $100. I've got it with
Okay.
me today, so I'll get you paid before I leave here.
Thank you.
I had a question asked yesterday. There's a private road out here, a builder's wanting to extend it. And, well, I won't tell you who sent it to me, but he said, he's wanting to extend it, and he said, I need your permission. And I said, if the county don't, not a county road, I mean, I shouldn't have no say in it. It should be the builders, the owners of the subdivision. And he said, well, you need to find out. I said, well, I'm almost 100% positive that's the way it is, but unless there's something hid under a rock I don't know about, but I mean, that should
If it's a
be,
private road or,
yeah, it's
no,
private. It's Halifax off of Hemingway. Go down to Hardwood.
oh yeah,
Hemingway
down the
goes
hill.
down and it cuts off out there.
Is it the one that goes down, makes a hard left and it cuts out to the right?
Yeah, that would be it.
Yeah,
I told him
that's
I'd
up to
call him.
whoever owns the lane.
Yeah, I told him I'd call him back after the meeting today and let him know, but that's where I thought it stood.
Everybody thinks there's a road there. It's ours.
Yeah, and
The last 15 years, every time, it was county road. Is it private county, is it public, or is it a county road?
Well, it's a road, it's in the county, so it's a county.
That's exactly the way they feel. If it's out in the county, it's a county road. Well, yeah, it's a county road, but it's not a county road. It's a county road that's either private, public, and then there's actual county road. Oh, right there on the first page.
It's the one you were talking about. And the other one you sent me a letter about last week. You have that letter, I didn't bring it down. Sorry, and Luke has a nice get some stock with here every time goes jury trial. Oh, yeah.
Here he came
All
over.
over the state.
Yeah. She said just put her.
St. Robert.
We're gonna read it.
They don't want to sell that.
Go ahead and do it.
You know, do they get paid?
Says you can stay in person.
Do they get a different stipend?
No, not on criminal cases. I told you we had that sheriff's division worker speeding down to Arkansas, and their only statute says 12 cents a mile. Oh, boy. I felt bad because there's statutes that says, I gotta try and help enforce my speed.
Was your dad looking for you a while ago? He come in here looking around, then he left.
I think he was looking for.
He didn't say anything.
Sure.
Right upstairs.
All right, you get a good picture. All right, this time, Missouri going into closed session under Missouri law, chapter 610-021, to include 6.1 legal.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.